Welcome to the Bubby Brister Fantasy Football Podcast presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Bubby is auditioning to be the new Limp Bizkit bassist, so I'm joined today by Nick. Nick, you ready to go box score diving?
Yeah, RIP to the Limp Bizkit bassist, man. I didn't think he was that old, but like I saw a picture of him, like he looked really old.
Yeah, he's only 48. I didn't know his name, obviously. And, like, this was a weird celebrity death that, like, for some reason affected me, even though I could have never told you his name. I did listen to, like, 2 Limp Bizkit albums back in the day. They're good. I listened to them today at the gym. But, yeah, this was a celebrity death that affected me that just came out of left field.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah. Limp Bizkit, like, they get a bad rap, but those 2 albums they had, Significant Other and the Chocolate Starfish hot dog flavored water, they got some bangers on there.
Well, Chocolate Starfish, it wasn't really a banger album, man. That was kind of the sellout moment. Like you talk about the first album with Counterfeit, and then the second album. Second album was like where they broke through.
Uh-huh.
Chocolate Starfish is where they had sold out, and he was doing a lot more rapping than rock.
Yeah, there's some good tracks on there though. Like it'll make you want to.
You're not gonna sell me on Rolling on Chocolate Starfish.
Hey, I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I like the remix one too.
No.
Yeah, it makes you want to flip a car over. Like I'm ready. Like I want to start a fire. So R.I.P. Sam Rivers, Philip's brother.
Distant cousin.
All right, yeah. We'll start at the bottom again. I kind of like starting at the bottom now. Maybe I'll flip-flop it. But this was Spawn versus DeMoss. 150 to 127. Renegades of Funk lost. He was on a 3-game winning streak. He started 0-3, won 3. Now he's 3-4. Spawn is on a 2-game winning streak. He's 4-3. Drake May, he came through big. He broke Tom Brady's Patriots franchise record with a 91.3 completion percentage.
Yeah. This match to me was an upset because on paper, DeMoss should have the win. Walking in. You should see that. Especially with the matchups that DeMoss had compared to Spain. But, Drake May came through, 31 points. Josh Jacobs, Mr. Consistency, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Williams for the Cowboys, 116 yards and touchdown, 24 points. You can't
He's
ask for
back.
more. Yeah, he's I'm right back. I mean, in fairness, they were rolling the Commanders. Their Commanders are rolling. They're rolling over. It's over. They're on the clock, as you would say.
Yeah, Commanders got dog walked. Smith and Jigba, got to mention him, 8 catches, 123 yards and a touchdown. And that really hurts Dave because Dave had Darnold throwing the ball. So anything Darnold did was ixnayed by Smith and Jigba. And Darnold only got 13 points. It's pretty much why he lost.
Pretty much, And then take it that Jacoby Myers, 0 catches, 0 yards. Mayer, 1 catch for 10 yards. He went for the Raiders stack there.
Yeah. I was going to say he played 2 Raiders. They got him combined 2 points.
That's tough, Page's defense, though, 26 points, a touchdown, interception, fumble recovery, 13 allowed against Tennessee. The league's whipping boys, the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer. Everyone knew the Titans were going to get creamed in that one. A Mike Vrabel revenge game.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard came back. He got 11 points, 31 yards on 13 carries. So they're not making Rico Dowdle the bell cow. Chuba's still going to get some work in there. Jonathan Taylor, 3 touchdowns, 39 points. It's tough to lose when you have that working for you.
Offensive MVP this year. He's an absolute monster this year.
Where was he drafted? 13th. Wow. He'd probably go number 1 if we did a redraft.
Yeah, if it was a redraft, he's definitely number 1. Oh, yeah.
DeAndre Swift, another good game. He is ranked 15th. He has double digits every game this season. He had 26 in this one.
You could tell the Ben Johnson offense is he's getting a good feel for it. This is the best he's played his career.
Yeah, last 2 weeks he has 232 yards on 33 carries and a touchdown.
Yeah, he's been on fire. Devontae Adams with Puka gone, He's been taking over there with 5 catches for 35 yards, 3 touchdowns. That game was really funky. For Stafford, he had 5 touchdowns with less than 200 yards throwing. That's a Ben Roethlisberger game. You know what I mean? That's those weird games that Big Ben used to have.
And yeah, and because that game was overseas, this was the 28th different stadium that Devontae Adams scored a touchdown in. Only Jerry Rice at 33 and Randy Moss at 32 have more than him, so he might break that record.
Huh? Interesting. Okay.
Especially with how many international games are played now.
Right. George Pickens, 4 catches for 82 yards, still getting some work with CD back. That's good. Hawkinson, 6 for 43. That's some of that Wentz continued starting over at JJ. I think they're gonna just keep JJ out for the rest of the year. I don't feel JJ coming back.
Yeah, there's no point, and until they're out of it, like just treat him like a rookie again, because he's proven he can't stay
Nothing.
healthy.
Right. He's proven he
Like,
started and he wasn't great when he started, and now he got injured. So it's just you just roll with Wentz and see what you can do with that. Um,
yeah, Wentz is gonna get hurt too eventually.
yeah. Etienne, 8 points, 44 yards rushing. So it's very the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their offense didn't do a lot that game, but they did enough. We'll get to a player that did break out for them later. Pittsburgh defense, -2.
Yeah, his fantasy special teams really shit the bed here. That's a -7 between
Yeah,
the defense, kicker, and head coach.
yeah. Flacco.
Yeah, they got Flaccoed. Hawkinson also had a touchdown called back that probably should have been a catch. Is very iffy.
Yeah, that hurts too, because that could have been the difference. In one way, it's hard to say that it looked like a catch, but I see why they would say it wouldn't be a catch because the angle. Anytime you catch the ball and the ball like you land on top of the ball and the ball moves, they always going to be like it's not a catch.
Yeah, yeah, that was a tough one. Yeah, Spawn back in the winning column. Slade, the New Day Co-op versus Tampa Bay Punishers. Both teams are 3-4 after this one. This was a close one, 119 to 112. Slade.
Yeah, good win for Slade there, trying to get back in the win column there, improving from 2-4 to 3-4. Dak Prescott, 264, 3 touchdowns. The hot hand. Dak's been hot. I mean, Kyle Murray, just forget about him altogether.
Yeah, he's droppable for sure.
Chase Brown has life knowing that Joe Flacco is throwing the ball.
Yeah, I agree. Chase Brown should be better going forward.
I mean, 16 points for Chase Brown and the Bengals. I mean, you can't compared to what he was getting. This is great. You're excited. You're happy if you have that.
Yeah, Dak. This was Dak's 40th career game with 3+ touchdown passes. That tied Tony Romo for the most in Cowboys history.
Huh.
And then Dak has 20 touchdowns with 0 interceptions in 7 home games versus the Commanders.
He's gonna eventually turn into. He does that again. He can start talking trash like Aaron Rodgers does for the Bears.
Oh no, yeah.
You know what I mean? He owns territory in the Bears. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised Kyron Williams didn't have a bigger game just because they rolled Jacksonville so bad. He only had 54 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it wasn't that hard of. I mean, they didn't have to really control the clock. They're just blowing him out because he only had 12 carries. So I mean, they got such a huge lead that he probably just rested him.
Adunze, nothing. Trey Tucker, nothing. Kyle Pitts, though, still chugging along a little bit.
Kyle Pitts was the only bright spot the Falcons had that game against San Fran, really next to Bijan. It's 7 for 62. He got a little loose on a couple of sideline catches. So good for Kyle Pitts. I mean, he's not gonna help him. He won't be a Falcon next year, but it's good for him.
Yeah, 10 targets in this one after only having 9 the previous 2 weeks.
Yeah.
CD Lamb came back.
Yep.
Big way.
Yeah.
5 catches, 110, and a TD.
Huge touchdown catch on some crossing miscommunication by the Commanders there and took it all the way to the house. He had Texas defense, the number 1 ranked defense for him playing with a touchdown, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 fumbles caused. They fumble recoveries and 4 fumbles, and but allowed 27 points. So nothing you can do when the offense isn't doing anything. Yeah. Beyond that, his bench didn't really do nothing notable on his bench, and it goes to Tampa Bay Punishers there. That main thing you had circled for me, That loss looks like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield Monday night as a Bucks fan and as an NFL watcher, he underthrew 2 touchdowns. He had 2 blatant touchdowns that he underthrew. He underthrew one to Mbuka and one to Tez. He's overthrew one and underthrew another. So it's just that's 14 points, so Baker was off that night.
Yeah, this was an easy path to victory if he had just played Stafford, who had 41 points with the 5 touchdowns. This was
Yeah.
his 5th career 5 touchdown game, his first in a decade, the most ever in an international game. But you see why he played Baker against the Lions. The Lions secondary is bleeding out. There are so many injuries. Branch was suspended, and Baker still couldn't get it done. And he had Buka and Evans back, even though Evans didn't last very long.
In fairness, the refs they let the Lions defensive backs play very physical that game. They were a lot of grabbing, it was very physical out there. So I mean, and like I said, Baker he was 0 for 5 on throws over 20 yards, which is un-Baker like. So that's a inside track there.
The Bucks were due for a letdown. They had been pretty charmed for the
Yeah.
first 6-8 weeks of the season.
Every team has an F game.
Yep, Dobbins and Mason 13 and 17 respectively. Drake London has Cortland Sutton disease.
Oh no! You don't want that. Not that.
Where like in week 2 he had 3 catches for 49 yards, 5 points, and then this week against San Francisco, 4 catches on 10 targets for 42 yards. But the other weeks he's been really good. So yeah, he just every once in a while just a total dud, Sutton style.
It was Drake London definitely had the dropsies. He had 10 targets, so that's ugly. When you said Cortland Sutton disease, I think of like Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards used to have like stat lines like that where he just can't catch the ball, and he can make an amazing play, but golly.
Yeah, he was a flop. Braylon Edwards is not a fantasy football Hall of Famer.
He is not. Well, he did that 1 year in Cleveland, though.
No, but even then it was probably expected. Like what made Terrell Pryor one was that it came out of nowhere. Braylon Edwards was always highly drafted and always fell short.
I think he was 3rd or 4th pick overall when he got drafted. So
right where Pryor was a supplemental pick.
Right, absolutely.
He had Jalen Waddle, nothing.
Waddle. I just saw a interview where Tua said that he has a hard time seeing Waddle because he's short. He said this. Like Tua said this. Like Tua is straight up making sure that he will not play football next year. Like I just don't understand why you would say that. There's definitely a short quarterback. Drew Brees was a short quarterback. He had no problem throwing the ball deep. I don't understand how Tua is making excuses like this.
Yeah, Dolphins need to tear it down. It's just it didn't work.
Sam Laporta, 4 points, 3 for 15.
What'd Hunter Henry do? 7, so not much difference. But in a close game like this, could have.
Yeah. It's just Stafford. Man, it's a tough play because you're like Stafford is Jacksonville. Jacksonville defense been kind of hot, and he's thinking the Lions defensive backs. But then you think about Buccaneers and primetime, they're not great either. So it's weird. It's a toss-up play.
Stafford was coming off a 14-point game the week before, too. And, Baker had been pretty much money all season. And then the head coaches made this game closer because Hine had the winning head coach and Slade had the losing head coach. And Slade still won, even though with the losing head coach.
Which is crazy because Broncos scored 33 points in that 4th quarter, which is one of the worst collapses I've ever seen in my life. To make that happen, Wanda Robinson, 16.
I owe him an apology. He's still bad. The problem is that there's no one else to throw the ball to because he had 6 catches on 12 targets.
Right. So it's like it's Wanda Robinson.
Yeah, they're just feeding him. He's good for fantasy purposes, but if you're a Giants fan, you got to be like, we can do better at receiver than this. Next game, stealing the wins. Art versus Brandon in the My High Salute. Brandon won, so he improves to 3-4. Art loses his 2nd in a row. He's 2-5. This was 159 to 127. Aaron Rodgers had a good game on that that Flacco game where he threw 4 touchdowns for 33 points, so he jumped out to a big lead.
But he still can't throw for 300 yards. Something about Aaron Rodgers 300 yards. He just can't do it anymore. I don't understand.
Brees Hall, welcome to the sadness factory. 10 points, 38 yards.
Welcome to the shit show, man. The Jets, man. Oh,
Brees Hall has 33 carries for 97 yards the last 2 weeks.
oh, that's a terrible stat line. And they're playing from behind every week, so you're not getting carries, and then the offensive line is not doing any justice. It's a bad time. Rashard White, he's regressing. This is why Rashard White lost the starting job to Bucky, because this past game, there was no burst, there was no explosion. I mean, like you're not showing that you should be number one. You know what I mean? Like you're just not. You were number one at one time. Somebody took your job. Now we see why.
He had 4 catches for 6 yards. Like that pretty much explains what you're saying.
Yeah, it's pathetic. You know what I mean? It's not going to work. Justin Jefferson chugging along, 5 for 79. He's cruising away to 1,000.
Yeah. Olave, another big game. Still didn't break 100 yards, but 98 yards again for the second week in a row, and then he got in the end zone twice.
Yep, Chris Olave is trying to get that contract, so he's going to go ahead and hit them major stats. He's all the Saints got, man. So good for Chris Olave there.
Here's why he lost: a 0 from the returning George Kittle and a 0 from Travion Henderson. Henderson is a official oh shit, it might not happen for him this year.
That's so weird because you'd think he would be the guy, knowing that Stevenson fumbled the ball twice in a losing effort. How the hell do you not get more carries, man?
Henderson 2 carries for 5 yards. That is he's in the doghouse, obviously.
I just don't understand. How is he like? Or even another guy, Terrell Jennings, picked up 5 more carries in garbage time instead of him.
He left Pittman on the bench. That's tough. He should have been the flex over Henderson. 20 points for Pittman. It still wouldn't have made the difference here.
It made it closer.
Yeah, it would have made it closer. Jawan Johnson got 12 on the bench, where Kittle got the 0. But you got to play Kittle. If he's active, you pretty much have to play.
Right, and for Kittle to get like none, blank. I mean, that's really tough. It's tough. He only had 2 targets, so it's like, what are we even doing?
Brandon survived the bye weeks of James Cook, and he traded Cooper Kupp to me for RJ Harvey. Plugged Harvey in the lineup. Harvey did fall in the end zone, so he got 7 points, but he had 4 carries for 0 yards and then 1 catch for 2 yards.
Okay.
He's disappointing.
Yeah. Bo Nix, 49 points. He went straight Josh Allen on that game. That's all. It's a Josh Allen stat line.
He only had 18 points the week before and 23 the week before that, so he outscored his previous 2 weeks. This 49-point game vaulted him into the top 10 of QB ranking. He's number 7. Then T. Higgins is back with Flacco too. He scored a touchdown.
T. Higgins was never gone. Like, let's be honest. T. Higgins is playing good all year. Problem is, he's not getting enough targets. He's just not. When this past game, he had 10 targets, the highest of his season. So that's a season high for him there, and 6 catches, season high for him as well. Whereas previous season high was 5 catches. So he's always been kind of middling with points. This time though, he actually got a lot more targets in a shootout. So good for him.
He could have had a second touchdown, but he took a dive to keep the clock running so they could kick the field goal.
Smart. Saquon Barkley though. So it feels like this is who he is now.
Yeah. I'm still not devastated though if I drafted him. Like, I'm obviously disappointed, but he's still getting double digits every week. Like, yeah, it sucks. And then maybe you try and trade him, but yeah, he's not a disaster. He's not good, but he's not a total disaster.
Yeah, he's not a disaster, but you're not going to get the 35-point games anymore. The explosion, 27, 35 that he had last year, 42. Huge scores he had last year. You're just not getting them.
He has 6 receptions the last 3 weeks.
And he used to get 6 receptions a game.
Yeah. On the season, he has 16 catches
Mm,
through 7 games.
damn. Yeah, it's definitely down. There's Eagles' offense is really different this year. Speaking of
Uh,
Cortland Sutton, 6 for 87, so he made a difference in the Denver game.
yeah, all these Denver guys popped off in the fourth quarter, and then Jordan Addison, another big one, 9 catches, 128 yards.
Yeah, Jordan Addison is sure to be a great number 2.
Yeah, in 3 games this season, he has 283 yards.
Mm-hmm. And his fantasy special teams did a good job with 23 points. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't tie because he had nothing on the bench. His sad bench still.
Sad bench, but he had Kevin Boot with 2 catches for 55 yards, fell in the end zone. So 13 points is something, I guess.
He got 12 points from the Cowboys kicker, Brandon Aubrey, 5 extra points. Aubrey already has hit a record 560 yarders in his career, and he's only in his 3rd season.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be like, you're gonna speak to him as like the great kickers of all time, probably like Janikowski's, the was it
Vanderjack.
Vanderjack, like these guys, like just
Oh, Justin Tucker.
Tucker, yeah. I mean, just great guys that just kick the ball, and he's very accurate too. So the Cowboys got to pony up some money. I can see somebody paying him.
Next up is Dead Money versus Sweetness 34. Heater still winning, 5-2, second win in a row. Dead Money, second loss in a row. This was 153 to 121. Freeman was hanging around on Monday night, but Jahmyr Gibbs just totally annihilated any hope he had left when he broke off like a 78-yard run or whatever it was. He had 2
Yeah,
touchdowns, 136 yards. He had 42 points.
yeah. It's hard to win when your opponent scores 42. I mean, he tried to match it with Jamar Chase on the other side with a huge point total, but it's just when you started Raiders defense. He started Raiders defense. All right. I just it almost like a slap to the face.
You warned him last week. You were like, "Hey, Raiders defense is droppable now," and he's obviously not a listener because he kept him in there.
But I mean, it's almost a slap to the face. Like you beat me and you started Raiders defense. I gave -2 points. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that
Like,
is
you
a
kidding
direct
me?
insult. Yeah,
Direct, I could beat you even I did this.
this 2 tight end scheme he has been working for him all year. Ferguson and Kraft, they combined for 37, 3
But yeah,
touchdowns between the 2 of them, 12 catches.
they fall in the end zone. They're end zone hawks. So I mean, they're not much on yards, but I mean, they could definitely. Ferguson gets a lot of catches and not so many yards. He's just a chain mover. It looks like the Dallas uses him as more of a chain mover, more of a wooden roll.
That's
Um,
impressive for Ferguson to do that with Lamb coming back too. So like that gives him hope that Lamb isn't going to totally neuter him.
yeah, true story. And he did that with another tight end, Dalton Schultz, on the bench for another 18 points.
3 tight ends. Wow.
You know, he did have Blake Corum. He started him. He had 8 carries. He had 12 carries for 37 yards. So that's the other of Kyron Williams' carries went to.
Yeah, yeah. 8 points is you got to be happy with that if you play him. DK Metcalf only 8 points. You're not happy when you play him and he does that though.
Right. Especially in a shootout, you expect a little more.
Yeah, and then Keenan Allen popped off, 11 catches, 119 yards, a touchdown, 28 points. He is the
Yeah,
7th ranked receiver.
which is crazy. What is this, 2016? Keenan Allen, 11 catches. I mean, it. Quentin Johnson wasn't catching anything. He just wasn't. I mean, he's falling down a bit, and that offense, they couldn't run the ball at all. So there's a lot of throwing. So Keenan Allen's making his work in the mid to short range.
Yeah, if we're taking Chargers receivers, give me Allen, McConkey, and then Johnston. Like I don't know. Johnston just I feel like we probably saw the best of him already this season. I'm not saying he's not gonna have big games going forward, but I don't think he's gonna stack a bunch of big games in a row.
Right. He started Rams head coach.
Yeah, and then Josh Allen, he did this with him on the bye week. And then Nick Chubb, that you got to be concerned if you're him and you see that 4 points,
Yeah,
11.
the Texans are waiting for Mixon to come back. As soon as Mixon comes back, it's his job.
Yeah. Um, Caleb Williams shit the bed, 7 points. Tony Pollard, 18 yards, but still got him 13 points. Gainwell, I mean, I'm pretty sure he peaked.
Yeah, without if Warren has found his niche now as like a bowling ball esque type of running back with them, um, yeah, he's really good running back for the Steelers. It's a good mesh with him and Aaron Rodgers. They're making it work.
You called it with Jamar Chase. So Thursday, Freeman takes a huge lead with Jamar Chase, 16 catches, 161 yards, a touchdown, and then Heater shut the door on him on a Monday. So they bookended their two best
23
players.
targets, 23 targets.
That shows Flacco knows what he's doing. Like, just
It's so asinine. I don't. It's ridiculous. Like if I'm a teammate of him, I'm frustrated. How the hell do you give this guy 23 targets? You know what I mean? Like, and he's like he catches like that percentage of catches is like 60-70%. Like, dude, you're not catching a lot of You're just he catches. He's uses a chain mover. He's not usually doing deep passes like he did last year. I guess it's the way they're using him on the offense. But dog, man, it's like the tight end can get a couple of catches. Higgins can get a lot more targets here. Like it's got to do something here.
yeah, Chase has 4 touchdowns the last 3 weeks. The previous 2 weeks before that, he had 22 targets. So he basically did 2 weeks of work in this one game against Pittsburgh.
Jamar Chase has the most. He has the most targets right now in the league with 80 targets
Yeah,
on
so
the
that's at
season.
least 10 a game.
Yeah,
DJ Moore, I mean, so that trade didn't bite him because Godwin hasn't really played, but like DJ Moore is dead. He's the 52nd ranked receiver.
it's the Bears' offense is a bit weird because they're looking for somebody to be the number one, and nobody's really standing up to be number one yet. So it's they're devoting they're trying to be the Lions S team. We're focusing on the run with the wide receivers commenting. Problem is they don't got a St. Brown on that team.
Yeah. Yeah, he has his highest yardage game this year, 68, and that was in week 1.
Yeah, Travis Kelsey 3 for 54. Didn't have to do a whole lot. It's the Raiders, man. It's the Raiders.
Yeah, and Rashi Rice was back. They were trying to get him back up to speed fairly quickly.
You know, Travis Hunter breakout game for him. Overseas, 8 catches for 101 and a touchdown. You know what I mean? He had 14 targets that game. Take it that you're not going to see that often because the Jaguars just behind all game, so they just started throwing the ball a lot. But still,
I think we can close the book on Trevor Lawrence. Like, I think any benefit of the doubt you had waiting for him, I think that's gone now. Like, we're halfway through the season, and his new coach, and like, he just is who he is.
yeah, yeah. And fantasy Bells team didn't do anything special. Colts 6 points, a little less with 5, and Bears head coach 10. So, I mean, get 21 points compared to the other guy, getting 15. I mean, the big thing you circle is that he has Daniel Jones on the bench for 30 points. you know,
Yeah, if he plays him, he still loses by 9, but at least you're in the conversation then, and then you can come down to a head coach or whatever. But yeah, he's trying to make this Caleb Williams and DJ Moore thing happen, and it's getting kind of pathetic.
right? It's not happening. DJ Moore hasn't had a touchdown since week 3, so it's tough.
Yeah. On to the next one. Lionheart, 6 win in a row. He got high points by 1 point. So he gets the 40 high fives. Brandon had 159. Lionheart had 160. He beat you 160 to 116. You fall to 2-5. What happened?
What happened? Well, my team is dealing with a bunch of injuries, and it's just injury ridden. It's an infirmary ward. Um, Stroud 229 touchdown and a pick. It's not pretty. The Stroud you saw his rookie season, he's not been the same since. You know, I just it's just what it is. He's not the same. You could almost say that him and Bryce Young are almost the same. Since their careers are kind of the same now. They're not.
Yeah.
You know, the Saints running back got 0 points. He carried the ball a couple times. That got injured. Now he's out for the season.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yep. Um, Knight 12 points for 57 yards rushing. Caught a couple passes. So
Yeah,
decent.
you gotta be happy with that, but you gotta not be happy with Nico Collins.
Yep, he got concussed and was taken out of the game. So, and he's already looking to not to be playing this Saturday coming up. So, Nico Collins, Stroud stack. So when your stacks don't work out, your fantasy team doesn't work out. Last year, my stack of Rogers and Wilson didn't work out. So this year, my stack of Stroud and Collins don't work out. So it's how
That's
you
the
lose.
double-edged sword of going for the stack. Is if you miss it, now you got two guys who suck instead of just your suck spread out. Yeah, Nico Collins 4 catches on 10 targets, 27 yards, his lowest since week 1 when he had 25 yards.
10 targets, man, and it's only 27 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah, Harold Fannin 7 points. You cut him though.
Yeah, I upgraded. I picked up the Chargers tight end.
Jerry Judy another dud. Bucky Irving still injured. Igbuka questionable.
He was doubtful, and then he played. So
Yeah,
it's
he's a
like
baller.
you don't if, on a Monday night you just can't be hoping that he's going to play if he's doubtful and then get a zero. So you just have to. It's tough.
Yeah, the only way that works is if you have like another guy on the team ready to go.
Right.
Um, but yeah, Lionheart, Christian McCaffrey. This is his most rushing yards since week 16 of 2023. He had 129 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 46 points. He is the #1 ranked running back.
It's it's absolutely amazing that teams cannot stop this guy. You watch him; he does nothing fancy. There's nothing special about what he's doing at all. It ain't like Jonathan Taylor looks a man among children when he's running the ball. Derrick Henry looks like a monster runs the ball. He runs the ball and it's like, whatever, but it's like 7 yards, 11 yards, 8 yards here, a catch out of the backfield, another catch. Christian McCaffrey is ranked top 10 in receiving yards in the league.
That's crazy. He basically has a top receiver and a top running. He's Otani.
Yeah, well, no, we're not gonna do that. Otani is Babe Ruth, so we're not gonna do that.
He's Otani.
He's not Otani. I'm not dubbing him Otani.
All right, he's
Sorry.
a Deki Rabu at least.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdowns, 326 yards. He's perfect passer rating. David Montgomery, though, he's in trouble. 16 points the last 2 weeks, 17 carries the last 2 weeks, 45 yards the last
I
two
don't think
weeks.
so. I think David Montgomery, based off the way the game was going, David Montgomery's running style wouldn't have worked against Tampa. You know what I mean? Because you need somebody to move a little bit faster to get around people. That's why Gibbs went off. Montgomery is more of a hammer. He's knuckles, right? So I think that's the purpose. So the game plan didn't work for him this week.
JMO as 0-0-0.
Now that's worrisome.
He
Because if
yelled
you're
at
gonna
us for him benching him, so then he plays him, and this is what we were talking about. Like, I mean, he's a 45th ranked receiver, but he's capable of just dropping a bomb on you at any time. But like, I don't know, you need the perfect conditions for that to happen.
right, J-Mo, he only had 2 targets. It's it's a bad time for J-Mo because J-Mo is a boomer. He's always been a boomer bust. So he doesn't give you a large route tree. I mean, he's just fast. So that's what it is.
Brindle made a bunch of mistakes. He played the Lions defense, which got him 21, but the Browns defense got 36. But I mean, who
Right.
who really saw that coming? But Marvin
Yeah,
Harrison, he
Stevens.
left on the bench.
Yeah,
Um,
Stevenson, who went
yeah,
off 88 yards and a tutty.
I think if you're him, you're even though you left him on the bench when this happened, you're happy that he still did it because then you're like, oh, he's the guy that the Patriots trust. And like before, we were talking about he's like your bye week villain, but now you really got to consider playing him.
Right. And he had Quentin Johnson who only had 2 catches on 6 targets for 30 yards, and he fell in the end zone.
Pacheco, another step in the right direction for him. So he's got 4 pretty good running backs. Like, well, one super great one, and then Montgomery, Pacheco, and Stevenson.
I don't know. I'm not totally sold on Pacheco yet because again, that's the Raiders.
Yeah, but
They are dog shit.
he's clearly the guy over Hunt now.
He's definitely the number 1, but he's like he's a running back 3.
Like weeks 4 and 5, Pacheco had 14 carries. In week 6 and 7, he had 27 carries.
Yeah. So it's what it is. It's the Raiders, man. It's hard
Yeah.
for me to feel good because even I would go on. I talked to somebody today and I was like, hey, I'm on the lamb saying the Chiefs are almost kind of fraudulent because they might shut up the Raiders out, but they only have one sack that game. Their defense isn't like gangbusters. The Raiders suck. Okay, they just suck.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how bad they are. But Brock Bowers, Brindle's doing this 6-game winning streak. Without Brock Bowers, he's been injured, much of the season.
Yeah,
He won this game without Marvin Harrison, who he held out of the lineup because he was coming off that injury, I imagine.
yeah, yeah,
He didn't do anything anyway, but yeah, that's it. Do you see anything
yeah.
else you want to?
No, that's it. That's it.
Congrats on waiting out Rashi Rice. You sent me that meme of the Ferrari at the trailer park driveway.
Yeah, that's essentially that's him on my team.
Next up is Jordan versus Smashhawk. Smashhawk 2-game winning streak. Jordan falls from his tie for first place. Brindle took sole possession of first place. Jordan falls to 5-2. I gotta give Jordan credit here. He went into Monday night. This game was 153 to 148, and he didn't have a head coach on his roster, and he dropped Christian Kirk, who was injured anyway, and he picked up the Texans head coach. So if the Texans had won, he would have won this game.
Right.
But it didn't work out for him. Smashhawk got 22 from Daniels, but he has to replace him now. He's not going to play for a couple weeks.
Yeah, Daniels. He has to replace him, and that's it's unfortunate. Daniels has been injured a lot of late.
Yeah, McLaurin's been out and Debo's been banged up. Yeah, it's trouble in Washington. But Bijan 25 points, Scattaboo 24 points. He's got a fun backfield going.
I think Smash Hawk's running Brock Purdy this week coming up.
Well, yeah, we'll see if he even plays.
Right. He was one of my cast-offs.
Interesting receiving core with McMillan and Chris Moore combining for 13.
Yeah. Tet didn't really do much. Like he just didn't have a. I mean, he had 5 targets. It just maybe tough matchup against Sauce Gardner.
He got 26 from the defense. He did not play a head coach. He didn't even roster one this week.
Bold move. Definitely a bold move. Move playing Panthers defense. Bold move.
Well, against the Jets.
You're sticking a flag in the ground saying the Jets suck that much. Boom.
He's a Jets fan too.
Damn it. He knows. Oh,
he knows. Trey McBride, huge. 10 catches, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Listen to this stat I heard on NFL Primetime. In 2 games with Jacoby Brissett, Trey McBride has 3 touchdowns. The previous 21 games with Kyler Murray, Trey McBride had 3 touchdowns.
Oh, God. Oh, I saw where that was going. Oh, man.
Yeah, so if you are a Trey McBride fantasy manager, you want Brissett in there for sure.
Shit, you're Trey McBride. You want him in the game.
Yeah. He found a diamond in the rough though with McGonaghy, the Bears running back, 81 yards, a touchdown, 21 points on his bench, and then also Darren Waller injured. Like I can not kick myself over that now. Like pretty much what I thought was going to happen. Worst case scenario is what happened here.
Old man became old man, and it happens there. Monagot. What's that dude's name? How you say that?
Mononaghy.
McGonaghy, Kyle. Interesting. He had a lot of carries that game. He outpaced DeAndre Swift a little bit. But beyond that, DeAndre Swift still has the bell cow carry for that. He's still the guy, but he got maybe shave a little bit off him. I wonder if this is more of a blip or is it a trend?
Yeah.
Because he was hot that game. So he was hot. So maybe Ben Johnson might like riding hot hands. So we'll see how it goes.
Right. He made Montgomery and Gibbs work in Detroit, so he's probably going to try and replicate that here. He had 18 fantasy points coming into this game. He had 21 in week 7 alone. He's a plus 23 in roster additions this week, so people have noticed.
Yeah, they've been slurping him up.
Jordan got another big week from Patrick Mahomes, 36 points, 3 touchdowns. Devin A-Chain, 16 points. That's pretty bad for him.
He's the only person on Dolphins that worth a damn. He's the only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, even Waller's gone. I guess Waddle, but yeah, it's sad times in Miami.
Yeah,
Devontae Smith, huge game, 9 catches, 183, a touchdown.
enjoy it because I don't think he's ever going to do anything like that in the rest of the season. That's
He's
a
a rich man's JMO.
yeah that's a peak right there. You're talking about 11 targets. You know what I mean? And he had 183, broke for a big run. Beyond that, it 9 catches for real. That's a really good game.
Yeah, he played Matthew Golden. I wonder if that's his first start of the season fantasy wise, but he didn't do anything. But he was coming off a 12-point game last week, so with 86 yards. So, you're feeling pretty good about that, but he didn't do anything.
Right.
Um,
Tyler Warren, 4 catches, 69 yards, another touchdown. It's 3 weeks in a row.
yeah, the Colts are just a good, solid football team. Like you can kind of tell because other than Taylor, they really don't have any other fantasy monsters. They just have a bunch of really good guys all over the place, like Pittman and Daniel Jones should be starting for dead money
Yeah,
over Caleb Williams.
and their defense is pretty good too. Yeah.
Kamara's dead meat.
Ugh. And I can't believe they're talking about Kamara's like in trade talks. Like, who wants this guy? Who wants the carcass of Kamara? Who wants a contract?
Yeah, he had 3 catches for 1 receiving yard. The last 2 weeks, he has 21 carries for 58 yards. It gets worse if you add in the week before that. It's 29 carries for
It's been a long time since Drew Brees been on.
77 yards.
It's been a long time since Drew Brees been on that team. So it's been a long time.
Yeah. Losing head coach, but you can't blame him for that because that was a wise play. The kicker fucked him up, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Jacksonville kicker is fucking it up. And he has Charbonnet here on the bench with 22 points, 49 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he
That
almost.
Seattle offense is like just sharing the ball.
Yeah, he almost won without Puka, but couldn't pull it off. He would have beat
Yeah.
a number of other teams, that's for sure. He would have beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He would have beat 8 or 9 other teams.
Mm.
You can't fault him for that head coach, so that's why I said or 9. Yeah, last game. This is me versus Jones changed his team name to you Ramondre of someone, which it's a fun pun, but the fucker isn't even on his team. Like, what are we doing here?
Right. Is he a Patriots fan? No.
No, he's a Steeler fan with like he's developing feelings for the Commanders. But yeah, I won this one 142, 131. I got off my 3-game losing streak. Jones is on a 2-game losing streak now. Herbert didn't do shit. So again, Justin Fields is the devil. He got benched for Tyrod. He had 34 points combined from quarterbacks in the last 4 weeks for me. To put that in perspective, Flacco had 38 this week alone. So this game was unfolding, and Herbert wasn't doing shit for most of the game. Then he got all these garbage time points to almost seal this victory for him.
Herbert 400. I don't know who to start. Are we starting with your team or his team?
Yeah, we can start with his team.
So Herbert 420 yards. All right. Christ. It's like,
Yeah.
Man, when you hit the 400 mark, you're throwing the ball a lot, and when you're going against that, you're like, oh my god, please stop, because it's not going to stop. It just keeps going. He's red hot. You know what I mean? They weren't running the ball at all. There was no run game. So
yeah, he has Lad McConkey, who had 9 catches, 67 yards, 15 points. I'm lucky he didn't hit him up, or I would have lost. If he would have just started doubling up on Herbert to McConkey, I would have been toast. But
which is crazy because Lad McConkey had 15 targets.
Yeah, and then Gadsden had a big game, and then Johnson's still there. Keenan Allen had a big game.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're just lucky because, man, 15 targets there. We were talking about Keenan Allen earlier. Keenan Allen had 11 catches. He had like 15 targets. Like these targets were crazy for Herbert in this game. I mean, he had I can't see how many attempts he had. but he had a shit ton of attempts, man. He just trying to wheel the team back, and it was not working. Um, Ashton Genty only 6 points, 21
Yeah, the
yards.
Raiders had 3 first downs. I think I saw they only ran 30 plays.
Yeah, it was literally three and out, three and out, three and out. Like I said, it wasn't impressive. It was not impressive for the Chiefs defensively either. It was just inept. I don't know how Gino's still starting Raider shit. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
the Raiders aren't selling. They're not in sell mode either. They're not trying to like get rid of players, which is ridiculous.
No. Yeah, but what was impressive was Quinshawn Judkins, 3 touchdowns, 36 points. So between Herbert and Judkins, he had 77 points. That's over half his points between those two guys.
Correct. And Judkins is continuing to do what he does for the Browns. He is their offense. So if he doesn't do it, they're not doing it.
Yeah, here's where he ate shit. 7 points from Xavier Worthy. Evan Ingram, 9 points, 5 catches, 42 points. That's okay. But a 0 from Luke McCaffrey, a 2 from the Broncos defense. This game did come down to Monday night.
All right.
But yeah, Luke McCaffrey is 0. Broncos 2. Chase McLaughlin only had 5 points on Monday night. He only got to kick up 1 field goal because the Bucs were stuck in the mud.
Yeah, Luke McCaffrey is droppable.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he shouldn't even be rostered, let alone starting. I understand the dart though, just because Debo was out and
he has Terry McLaurin too. That's a wicked stack.
yeah,
You have the Washington wide receivers, and they're just not doing it. That's
he
wicked.
told me he regrets that trade. He directly lost this game because he traded me AJ Brown, who got 20 points, 6 catches, 86 yards, a touchdown. The Bears defense came up big for me with 20 points. My fantasy special teams had 41 points. His had 17.
Jesus.
I had double digits from everybody from my RB2 down, but Fields, we got into him, just a total shit show. Bill Krosky Merritt, 33 yards. He was supposed to break out this game. It didn't happen. It's probably not going to happen if I'm being honest. Like, he's just going to be an okay fantasy running back. I think. I don't think he's gonna wow people week to week.
Explode anymore, yeah. No, I need you to explain me you playing Justin Fields again.
I just figured he couldn't be that bad. Like, this is a fair question, but if you look at so he's played 6 games this year. Week 1, Pittsburgh, 35 points. Week 2, Buffalo, injured, only 4 points. He got concussed. Then he missed the following week. So can't fault him for those. Miami, week 4, 34 points. Dallas, week 5, 36 points. So then he had the dud against Denver for 6 points. And I was like, well, what are the odds that's going to happen again? Like, he should fall somewhere in this. Like, if he gets in the 30-point range, great. But even if he gets 20, like, that's fine, especially where I've been lately. But yeah, I ate shit, and it was my fault. He's down 18% rostering this week, so even if he's not benched for Tyrod, which the Jets haven't formally announced yet, Woody Johnson shit on him. But did you see that?
Yeah, that's tough getting shit on by a Trumper. Um,
Yeah.
the but yeah, you had St. Brown 6 for 86 a touchdown. He could have had a much bigger game. They stopped throwing the ball to him. Like the Bucks kind of clamped him down after halftime. But for halftime, he had like 100 yards receiving, so he was close to 100 before halftime.
Yeah, he won me the game, and then K. Dotton had a bunch of garbage time on like the final drive. He
Yeah,
ended up with 7 catches, but before that, he really didn't do anything. And then McLaughlin didn't help him out. But yeah, I needed this win. Kenny Walker, I mean, him and Charbonnet are just a toss up. Plus, Walker's not getting the goal line work, which hurts. Cooper Kupp is now on the waiver wire if anybody's interested. He had 1 catch. He threw an interception, which cost him 2 points. Zach Ertz, though, he scored a touchdown on my bench. He's an 8th ranked tight end.
Yeah, that's why I'm just kind of surprised you don't starting him. He's been very consistent.
But I threw a dart on Tyrone Tracy before the kickoff. Like, sometimes I'll go see who's sitting out there just to try and jump waivers for next week. And it worked because Tyrone Tracy had 12 carries for 46 yards and scored a touchdown. So he would have been a hot waiver claim in our league this week. But I was able to jump the line.
He'd be an instant pickup because he only had 9 carries for 46. So he broke out for a pretty decent run there. He had no receiving yards, so it's like he's very much playing backup to Scattaboo.
Yeah. It's just, how running backs are just hard to find. Sometimes you need to go looking for them. And Yeah, Lamar didn't play again. Patriots head coach, they're on a roll. I'll probably keep them. Eddie
True.
Pinheiro has been pretty good, my kicker. Last
Yeah,
three weeks.
it's been making people mad because I guess he was on some other team and he was terrible on that team, but he's like really good on this team.
Yeah, in his profile picture, he has a Panthers jersey on.
There it is. Yeah,
He has 46 points the last 3 weeks. So, yeah, that's it, really. You got a
that's
player of
respect.
the week?
That is disrespectful that you still have like the former team picture on there. It's like, dude, upgrade my photo, please. I'm an NFL player. My player of the week, I'm gonna have to go with Bo Nix, 49 points, and he did all that pretty much in one quarter, um, pretty much, and that got Mile High Salute to win. So he's my player of the week.
Yeah, that's a good one. I will give mine to. I'll give mine to Slade and CD Lamb. CD Lamb returned. He was on a 4-game losing streak. That those are bad. You don't want 4-game losing streaks. And CD Lamb came back, scored a touchdown, and he won by 7.
Yeah, that the all 22 points mattered there.
So we got to go quick here. The standings: Lionheart, he's in first place, 6-1 by himself. We have two 5-2 teams, as is Sweetness 34 and Jordan. Two 4-3 teams, and then I don't even know, 6 3-4 teams, 7 3-4 teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's rough.
and then you and Art are holding up the rear
And
at two
me
and
and Art, we
five.
we play each other this week, and he's gonna beat me this week. So then I'm gonna have sole property at the bottom, baby.
Poor Art, he's the only guy with over 1,000 points against. So at least he has that excuse. You're not too far behind him though at 951.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I am the least at 878. So I am. Okay, it changed. It said I was a 16% playoff percentage, but it's up to 38 now. Um, but Lionheart is a 97% playoff chance, Sweetness 34, 82% playoff chance, and then Jordan a 95% playoff chance. So as long as they don't get nailed by injuries or play a bunch of bad head coaches, they should be talking to their marketing teams about playoff packages for their fans.
Yeah, get the playoff packages ready. Figure out your halftime shows.
All right, so it's to the Hall of Famer this week. It's me.
Yes, it is.
We've had a bunch of running backs lately, and I wanted to not do a running back, but I got a melancholy induction for the muscle hamster this week. We lost Doug
Oh,
Martin.
yeah, we did.
Um, yeah, we're going to focus on the positive, celebrate his football career. He was drafted by Tampa Bay, 31st overall in 2012 out of Boise State. Pro Football Writers All Rookie Team in 2012 when he rushed for an NFL rookie record 1,454 yards with 11 touchdowns. He's a two-time All-Pro, 5,356 career rushing yards, another 1,207 receiving yards, 32 total touchdowns. He tied the NFL record for most touchdowns in a single half when he had 4 against the Raiders
Yep,
on November 4th, 2012.
he
Was
killed
that a
them.
Monday night game?
No, it was a daytime game. He killed them.
Okay. And all of this was at 5'9", 223 pounds. So he finished his career with his hometown Oakland Raiders, where he played the 2018 season. And hats off to Doug Martin, the muscle hamster. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, welcome. We're gonna put your plaque on the wall. You don't get a gold jacket, but you know, Doug Martin. I remember him. I didn't know he was two-time All-Pro. That's something I did not know. I was like, two-time All-Pro. Like that was a run. He had a run
If you
for
look at
real.
his stats, he had 2 massive years amongst his 6 years.
Yeah, because his first 2 years in Tampa was crazy. I mean, it was when he had Josh Freeman as a quarterback, Mike
Ooh.
Williams a wide receiver, Kellen Winslow Jr. at tight end. Um, that was that Bucks team. So like they were that was the Bucks team that was actually coached by Raheem Morris. So yeah, that was that was that Bucks team, and it was Doug Martin was he was Ray Rice essentially.
Mm.
He was Ray Rice esque. What I mean, short bowling ball type of guy. I mean, just he got injured, went to Oakland, and finished his hometown.
Yeah. So, R.I.P. Doug Martin. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good week.
Yeah, good luck out here, guys.